Hey guys, it's Tedius here, back with another theory video on the channel. Now, there's been a theory circling around recently, and I haven't actually been able to talk about it because, well, I've been having some issues. My whole device got reset because I got locked out of my device and forgot the password and everything, so I couldn't access any social medias, whatever. Very, very stressful, and yeah, the Fortnite community's just been going absolutely whack over the past few days, and this is exactly why. So, it's been rumoured that Chapter 2 is actually set before Chapter 1, and I'm trying to figure out which one of these timelines is correct, Chapter 1 to 2, Chapter 2 to 1, and we also got to remember that Save the World is actually part of the canon storyline, as proven in the Rift Tour event when we saw that the Storm King as well can also loop, because, well, he was brought back in the Rift Tour event when we clearly have killed him 3 times, when he was brought up twice in Save the World and once in Battle Royale for the non-canon Halloween event. But still, it's been proven that he is a core part of the loop and he's the reason that it started. So yeah, we still got to count that into the timeline as well. So we got 3 different sort of sections, 3 different chapters if you could call it. And since we know that sort of Save the World was the fabric of this loop, the start of it all, it has to place to the very beginning. But now we're going to go through Chapter 1 to 2 and Chapter 2 to 1 and see which timeline has the less sort of miscommunications, sort of bits of information that haven't been answered by this, and which sort of runs smoother, and whichever one runs smoother is probably the one that's true. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Comment below on your thoughts on this video and I'll be sure to reply to anyone who does. And yeah, maybe even turn on post notifications so you never miss another theory video like this one. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so Chapter 1 to 2, all of the questions that we have. So, as you know, in the Season 4 rocket event, the Visitor came down and got the rocket and used its hop rock sort of energy to launch it and create a rift in the sky, sort of cracking to leave a connective tissue of time so he could send something else into it. What else were the 7 sending into it? Well, it was the cube. They wanted to send everything corruptive, everything bad to destroy the island. But why? Why did they want to destroy the island? Well, that's a core part of this whole video, but let's go back to the cube first. And a question is, how the hell did the 7 have the cube if it was originally from Save the World? If the aliens never came and would have had the chance to take the energy and take it to the world where we know the 7 also live, by the way, the 7 are from the same world as the aliens, it's been confirmed in this loading screen here when the Foundation and also Chimera's banner were in the same area, and it looks like a member of the 7 is in the bottom right, that's not clarified yet, but those are definitely the logos. Anyway, they're both from the same world, the aliens would have had to come in and, you know, sort of take the cube and give it to them. So, yeah, this is a really confusing one. Also, a Season 8 sort of stumbler here is, if Singularity is the alien queen, which there's a lot of evidence that points towards it, then why would she be in a vault under the map when we saw her helmet in there, and not in the last reality? Like, that's random as. Why would you not be saving your reality and being the queen of that reality if you're not with your people and you're just like standing in a random vault under a map that's like random? She's got to be there for a reason. Or maybe that vault is the mothership, we'll see. That's also a very common theory. By the way, all of these theories that are going to be packed into this video, such as Singularity being the same person as the Paradigm, being part of the 7, all of that will be packed into this, and if you don't know all of the explanations, just go online or something and your boy Ali A or some clickbait community gaming type channel will tell you. I don't freaking know. Okay, I was editing this and I honestly feel a bit mean, so Communic Gaming, this is the channel who made that clip, by the way. I'm not making fun of you or saying your content's bad or whatever, it's just your content is bad and I don't need to say it. I mean, look at this guy's thumbnails, like, what the fuck? Another Season 8 sort of stumbler here is, if the vault is the mothership, then how the hell did it go from under the map that gets sucked into a black hole and then just be like above the Chapter 2 islands? Like, it doesn't make sense how it would go under. It makes sense how it would be up there and then drop under, like crash or whatever, but it doesn't make sense. So there's actually a lot of IO and questions and about the aliens and everything that we don't get answered from Chapter 1 to 2, but that's not it. In Chapter 2 Season 2 storyline with that, why did the IO show up so late in the storyline? it would make sense if Chapter 2 was actually first in chronological order of speakings, because then the IO would have shown up very early and maybe not gone in Chapter 1 because it's after Chapter 2 in the storyline, because maybe they lost the war to the aliens. I don't actually know, but that gives us a good hint at the future, which is why I'm looking towards the 2-to-1 side with chapters, but that's literally not it already. So, Chapter 2, Season 7. How do the aliens know so much about the 0 point? And why do they want to study it? Like, if that was never sort of shown before, and they had never been here before, then how could they just show up and just go, oh yeah, 0 point, yum yum, if they're from another reality? Like, I get the Devourer and the Ice King or whatever, they were from the Gods reality, and they were from all of this Save the World stuff, which we've already covered. So, obviously they would know about it, because they were there when it all happened, but no, why would the aliens just know? That's really, really weird. Alright, so overall that's 5 questions about the 1 to 2 storyline that we have not heard of, and not been answered of either, and here's how many there are from Chapter 2 to 1. Literally just how do the 7 have the cube? You might be wondering, if all of this stuff is debunked, then tell me how it's debunked. You got it. Welcome to How the Stuff is Debunked. Yeah, I couldn't think of a title on the spot, so let's just roll with that. So both of the questions in both of the time zones, or, timelines or whatever, or storylines, is how the hell would the 7 just have the cube if it's from Save the World? And from the Storm King, and we know it is because that's when we first saw it, and we know the Storm King is the creator of the loop because he can loop whatever, but how the hell would they both have it? Well, it actually is answered from the Chapter 2 to 1 storyline. So, basically, Save the World. It has sort of a large range of weapons, a lot larger than Battle Royale has ever had, and one of those were called sci-fi weapons. Now, one of those sci-fi weapons was seen in a UFO teaser for Season 7 of Chapter 2. You might be like, great, what does that have to do with anything? We don't actually have that gun, just shut up, you know nothing. I know a lot. I know my fair stuff about Save the World and the Pluxarians and everything, I know quite a bit. But what I'm basically saying is that this weapon must have been abducted from the Save the World world, meaning the aliens would have had to come into that world at some point, creating connective tissue, tethering the two realities together, I guess, and linking every single reality, the last reality, Save the World's world, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, all together, which makes so much sense. Like, we need stuff linked together. Okay, but we need to connect this even more. If they've connected to the Save the World world, and the cube came from Save the World, then they could have easily just abducted the cube and given it to the last reality. And think about it, if they tried to abduct the cube, the energy would mess with the mothership, creating this purple effect that we see all above it. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. That's why the mothership is all purple and same as the abductors, and they've actually learned to use that energy, and that might be how they're going to use it in the war against us when this alien queen, who is probably Singularity, will attack us at the end of the season. Watch out, Sloane, you're in for a big one. But yeah, that could be how they have the cube. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They obviously do have connective tissue to the Save the World reality, and they obviously do have the cube as well. However, the hell else would have got it? I mean, Chapter 1 doesn't answer that. We never saw the alien gun in the mothership in Chapter 1. No, we didn't. No, of course we didn't. So, I guess that means, is it right? Is it proven? Well, not exactly. We need to still debunk all of the other ones first. If Singularity is the alien queen, then why would she be in a vault under the map and not in the last reality? Well, this is a sound file that has been leaked of the Dr. Sloan challenges for one of the upcoming weeks of the end of season.
One minor detail. If we take down the mothership, the crash landing is not going to be pretty. A few billion tons of flaming debris crashing into the island is bound to cause some problems.
So yeah, the mothership is supposed to crash into the floor and something, and crash inside of the floor, crash into the floor, be covered up by dirt, whatever, be buried, which is what happened to another ship, which seems to be under steamy stacks. We've seen it in trailers. What if this happens again? And it makes so much sense. What if the vault under the map was actually the mothership, right? And it lost all of its energy, and that's why it had the blue energy, like the 0 point energy in the Season 8 season, and not the cube energy, because it's lost it. The cube's exploded by then in Chapter 1. It all connects together. It all has connective tissue at this point. This helps so much. Okay, next one. Okay, so if the vault is the mothership, then how the hell did it go from under a map that gets sucked into a black hole to being above the next island? Well, because it was actually reversed, so it was above the island and then it went under the map. Because you can't just fly, the whole, bottom of it would be ripped out and everything. That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I don't get it. It wouldn't work. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is correct. I mean, I don't want to disprove everyone, but I kind of have to disprove everyone here. This is correct. This is 100% correct. Chapter 2, Season 2, we have another question. Why did the IO show up so late? Well, if this was actually just the second season in the Fortnite storyline, then they didn't show up late. They just disappeared in the next chapter, or Chapter 1, because they were fought off by the aliens. I mean, does that tell us something about what's going to happen to Sloane, Jones, Geno, everything? It tells us quite a damn bit. Now, our last one. How do the aliens know about the 0 point, and why do they want to study it? Well, we talked about the mythic Storm King's power, the Storm King, and how he would have created the loop, the 0 point, everything. If the aliens actually somehow had connective tissue, which we've already talked about to the Save the World reality, of course they would have seen what went down. So, yeah, it's literally all solved if this theory is correct. And honestly, I think this theory is very correct. And I have one last piece of evidence before I go. Okay, in the Rift to a Memory sequence, we see the Chapter 2 map with the cube glowing on it. Now, why would it be here in the memory sequence? Why exactly would it be here? Well, because it has happened before. Think about this. If Chapter 2 was set before Chapter 1, and it's just looping at the moment, I mean, it's broken, and we've gone to the Chapter 2, and then Chapter 1, and then Chapter 2, then maybe we remember this because, it happened before. Or maybe someone remembers this. I mean, it's all of the loopers' memories, not just ours, because it says loopers identified and loopers scanned on Donald Mustard's Twitter and his status and his location and everything. So, clearly they're scanning all of the loopers, and I guess maybe one of them was there, or a few of them were there, to see this cube actually on the Chapter 2 island. Some of them know it, and they're not telling us. Could we have more traders for the imagined order and to the rest of the island and to the moles and to the figuring out and to the squads and the detectives and everyone? There's so many different sides with this theory, and it makes so much sense because it tells us how the connective tissue between Save the World, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and even the Plexarian Last Reality world actually connects. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Join my Discord below for more theories in the chat, which I will talk to you guys about. And I'll probably do one tonight where I talk to you guys. I mean, maybe not tonight. It depends when I upload this. But listen, I will talk to you guys about whatever theory you want. Just go into the theories chat and hit me up and I'll debunk it for you. Because I'm your guy, Tedius, and I'm out. Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. Peace.